much for showing up, being here, and supporting this great event and our great president on the 4th of July. Happy 4th of July, everyone! I love seeing those flags. I want to tell you a little bit about myself, and then I want to tell you a lot about our great president. I met Donald Trump 15 years ago when I decided to apply to be on his show, The Apprentice, and I got cast 18 weeks later on national television. I learned a lot about this man, his wife, his children, his work ethic, his stamina, his values, and I loved everything that I learned. So I brought it all back to home, Iowa, started hitting the speaking circuit, educating lots of people about how they can succeed more in life, do more, be better, raise the level of excellence, not just crawl underneath the bar because it's so low. All the lessons I learned from Donald Trump were so valuable. And then he decides he's going to run for president. And he said, man, if I'm going to be the president of the United States, I need to win Iowa. How many of you have been to Iowa? Okay. Awesome. Well, I want to say hi and a big shout out to all my friends that traveled from the Midwest, especially Iowa here tonight. Thank you so much for making the trek. You can't imagine how much we appreciate your support and your love. So I got plopped into this career of politics that I knew nothing about. I was with a bunch of great people who knew politics, who knew the game, but I was just the political neophyte is what I think Bloomberg and New York Times and Washington Post called me. But that's okay. I knew one thing. I knew the candidate, President Trump, or Donald Trump. So what I decided to do was treat the job of working on the campaign as a business. And Donald Trump was the product that I was going to sell. So what I did was I humanized everybody that I met on how wonderful this man is. So I want to let all of you know, if you don't already know how great he is, let me tell you a few things about him that I bet you don't know. One, he never drank alcohol. He's not a drunk. You won't ever need to worry that Donald Trump is going to miss a call like Hillary Clinton did with Benghazi. Not going to happen on his watch. So anybody who loves the fact that he's living a clean lifestyle, that should be reason enough. Okay, if that's not enough, let me give you another one. How many parents do we have in the room? Raise your hand. Okay. 3/4 of you are parents. Well, so am I. I've got 2 kids. I got a 25-year-old and a 22-year-old. I know what you're thinking. God, she doesn't look that old. I know. Thank you. But I'll tell you what, he's got 5 kids. And I know all 5 of the kids. And all 5 of the kids love him. So think about that, parents. 5 kids. Typically, you'd be lucky if 2 of them loved you. The odds are, you're going to have one oddball. The odds are you're going to have one that's been in trouble with the law. The odds are you might have one that has addiction problems. One might be, have a criminal record. Donald Trump's got 5 kids that are all polished, poised, professional, wonderful, productive human beings running around doing good for this country and for themselves. None of them have been in trouble with the law. I like that y'all like that too. That deserves a round of applause. Let's hear it for the 5 kids that are great. That says a lot, right, folks? As you know, we always feel a little awkward when our kids do something stupid. We feel like, oh, that's a reflection of us. But what about when they do something good? We like to tap ourselves on the back like, yeah, that's right. I raised that. Well, Donald Trump did that. 5 kids that love him, respect him, want to be around him, support him. So when he came down the escalator, it was a decision for the family. Are we in it or are we not? And they said, we're all in till the election day. And they have been fighting day in and day out for every single one of us without backing down for a second. If that's not enough reason, the fact that he's got these great kids that are all behind him, that are the hardest working individuals you'll ever meet, I can't do much more than that. This is a man that's got stamina like you can't believe. I'm high energy. I don't need, coffee to keep me going. I don't need drugs to keep me going, stimulants or anything like that. And I'll tell you what, as you heard, I was his hype girl. So I'd warm up the crowd, speak for maybe 20 minutes, hand the mic off to Trump. He would speak for an hour and a half, sometimes 2. And we get on the plane and we do it again in another town, and he was ready to go. And I couldn't wait to get home so I could make that 15-minute drive to my house and hit the pillow, fall asleep, and Trump was still flying back to New York, and he didn't tire at all. So this is a hard-working man that will never quit on you. I have never met actually a person who loves our country more than Donald Trump loves. Did you all see last night? Unbelievable. If that wasn't the epitome of freedom and independence and liberty and the patriotism, I don't know what could be. Seeing Donald Trump with the backdrop of Mount Rushmore, it gave me chills because I know how much this man loves our flag, and he will never, ever let anyone deface our flag, disrespect our flag, or ever dismantle our flag. He loves our flag, and he loves our veterans. How many veterans do we have in the crowd? Wow. Thank you so much. Let's all give them a huge round of applause. Thank you. Thank you for your service. From the bottom of our hearts, you are the true American heroes, and Donald Trump taught me that on the campaign. I have never met anyone who loves the veterans. He says that they are the men and women who are our heroes and should be worshipped and should be taken care of before any of the rest of us. That's Donald Trump, and he's fighting for your rights. So people, I gotta tell you, there's not enough time for me to ever go through the scoreboard of Donald Trump's achievements. I highly recommend you go to promisesmade.promiseskept.com. The list is so long, you'll need to take a break of all of his accomplishments. I gotta tell you, we're in the fight for our life. We're fighting for our country, you guys. This is no joke. You can't sit back and think, well, my neighbor will do it. My neighbor will vote for me. No, they won't. We need you. And we need you to drag 10 people out to vote. Because you don't think that the Democrats are going to do mail fraud and they're going to try to steal this? They don't even want an election. You guys know Joe Biden is hiding in his basement, right? You know that, right? Donald Trump is working around the clock with Mount Rushmore here and there, and he's somewhere today, and he's never quitting, never stopping. Joe's in the basement. There's no comparison between the two candidates. You got to get out and vote for this man. Our country depends on it. Your children's future depends on it. And we need your vote. That's all I can say. I mean, there's not enough I can say about that. But I want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for coming out. Thank you for being such great American patriots. We so desperately need you and respect you. We admire your strength. We know it's not easy to put the MAGA hat on. We know that you get criticized. We know some of you have lost your jobs, but we know you're fighters. And I'll tell you what, Donald Trump, President Trump appreciates that, and so do I. So from the bottom of my heart, I'm going to say, God bless you. God bless the United States of America, and I hope you have a great 4th of July. Thank you so much.